go through coffee lands here. There's our farm. There's our little place where we slept 2 nights. Got the local kids out here. Cool people. Hello! So many funny little dogs everywhere. Woo, woo, woo. Nice coffee shops. And here is a bridge where the stream is for the city, village. That side really cool. That side really cool. Here we go. Whoa. And that we're through. All right, we're gonna go next to the biggest Guanyin statue in Vietnam. Goddess, kind of an Asian lady Buddha of Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese origin. Kind of like a situation where they were like, all right, we're worshiping this man, the Buddha. But it's like East Asians are more of like a motherly worshiping culture. The earth goddess, you know, the earth mother. So they got more of a idea like, all right, maybe there's some kind of story we could latch on to where there was a woman, Buddha. There's a local communist office. We got the stuff here for the neighborhood behind me. Of course, the hammer and sickle, baby. Got the hills out here. Let me get it off my feet. Building a new coffee shop, of course. Got a little barber shop, some nice people. Xin chào! Little restaurants. Always food available. Vietnam nowadays. Chinese ringtone, sketching it on that's from my WeChat account. There's a Guanyin there. There's a car behind me, there's a motorbike right there. Alright, there we go. So, yes. Checked her out yesterday too, but I wanted to come by again. Talk about her exactly. The specifics of her. Saw her every morning when I woke up. And she towers over this region, blessed by the goddess, divine mother, Lady Buddha, Guanyin, Bodhisattva, all these things. This farmland. All right, I hear you back there. Just a dumb foreigner filming, I know. I'm trying to be safe. Your Hyundai. Use pedal power, baby. All right, I want to talk about this place up here. Vanessa's calling again. Many versions, statues of her. There we go. All right. Do a little research. Looked up this woman, but I know about her, of course. Xin chào. Got a little temple there, Buddhist. All the way from northern India, Nepal region, South Asia. Who knew 2,500 years ago the Buddha would be so prevalent? There's a waterfall back there too, which is super cool. All right, let's talk about this giant 71-meter statue. All right, back to Guanyin. Vanessa back there found me. She had a bloody nose. She never gets bloody noses. It's all right. Look at this guardian. Finish this mystical, ancient story of this much revered Buddha hat. Cool, interesting. Usually genderless. It's beyond gender. It's kind of interesting, the original meaning. All right, where was I here? All right, the Lotus Sutra. To help people in distress, the Lotus Sutra story is a figure to help people in distress, illness, or emotional pain. Bodhisattvas in Mahayana Buddhism are enlightened beings who delay their own full entry into nirvana to stay in the world and aid others. So in India and what is now Nepal, region where the origins of this are, and early depictions in China, which was in the, when did Buddhism first get to China? Like 1,000 years after it started, around 500 AD, Tang Dynasty, a little bit before too, in the Han Dynasty, I think, also. Thousands of years ago, man. All right, so I can't pronounce this word. Avalokitesvara was typically shown as a male or androgynous figure. But over the centuries, particularly from the Song Dynasty China, 960 to 1279 AD, onward, Guanyin became predominantly depicted as a graceful, compassionate female goddess. And I was talking with AI about this concept, about how in different religions, it's Easter Sunday tomorrow, so Jesus, people pray to Jesus, a male and a person that actually existed. Or you pray to the Buddha, that's a male, a person that actually existed. One, it's, a little bit weird in some ways, especially for men to pray to a man that existed. So like a goddess, Venus, motherly-like figure, like in Mexican cultures, praying to the Virgin Mary, is almost more prevalent. Mexican cultures, Latin American cultures like Mexico, God, can't talk, which is like a bravado kind of culture, praying to the Virgin Mary. Also, they love their mothers in that culture. Praying to the Virgin Mary almost is more prominent than Jesus. So for a lot of people, including in Buddhist traditions, Taoist traditions in Asia, China in this instance, praying to a goddess, a beautiful female goddess, was more comfortable to the emperors and men of the army and the rulers of everything than praying to a man, which they still do in Buddhism. It's complex. I don't know exactly all of it, but it's an interesting concept. A graceful goddess figure. All right. So what this says here, this shift made her more relatable and accessible to everyday people. Today, she's almost always portrayed as a serene woman. Her gender fluidity, another controversial topic, but maybe not. Why is it because of my Western Judeo-Christian bias, upbringing, culture, where you automatically think about things like that as like a freak out. Actually, I've been around that kind of stuff my entire life. From San Francisco, man. Lived in New York. Lived in Thailand. I've seen these kinds of things. Gender fluidity actually is normal in ancient traditions and cultures around the world, especially East Asia. It's not that big a deal, man. All right, this isn't about that. Let's finish this. This shift made her more relatable and accessible to everyday people. Her gender fluidity is sometimes seen as reflecting the idea that compassion transcends gender. That part about it I like the most. So the common depictions and symbols. All right, let's talk about this while looking at her. So Guanyin, there we go. Guanyin is often shown in a beautiful figure in flowing white robes, which you can see here, definitely, which symbolizes purity, standing or seated in a relaxed royal ease pose. She's holding a vase, as we can see. Get a little closer there. There we go. Or jar of pure water in one hand, which represents the nectar of compassion that heals suffering. I like that. A willow branch in the other hand. Does she have a willow branch? I like the chanting. No, she doesn't have a branch in this depiction. That's okay. But often she has a willow branch. On the other hand, use healing water. Maybe I just don't see that. I don't know. But sometimes with a small image of Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of infinite light in the crown or headdress. Oh, she definitely has that. The Buddha of light. Cool. In her headdress. Yep, she has that. Some chanting. So she may stand on a lotus flower, hold a rosary, or appear with multiple arms, hands, and thousand-armed forms to help countless beings at once. I've seen that before. That's actually inside there. There's levels. I went yesterday. Maybe I'll show some of this here, where they have different depictions. Actually, 30 in there. Oh, here comes a loud truck. Hold on a second. Other forms include her with a child as a patron of mothers and fertility, or in a water moon pose evoking tranquility. So there's many forms of her. I like that, multiple beings at once. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Taking some photos, some locals. So how people pray to Guanyin, which someone is doing right there. Praying to Guanyin is very common in Chinese folk religion and Buddhism, Vietnam, Japan, and Korea. It's not just China, well, the origin of Chinese, but okay. Because she's an approachable and responsive. She's seen as approachable and responsive, like a loving mother or intercessor. Devotees believe she is, what does that one mean? I have to look that up. Intercessor. Good with English and vocabulary. Not an expert, but didn't know this word. So an intercessor is one who pleads on behalf of another, acts as a mediator, or prays for others, often standing in the gap to bring needs before God. So you go to Guanyin, and Guanyin passes along the information that you need to help yourself. An arbitrator, go-between, agent, and middleman. They're commonly seen as spiritual prayer warriors. Okay, and a lot more information. Oh my God, so many things. Intercessor, all right. So devotees believe she hears the cries for help and others, protection from danger, illness, or misfortune. Brings compassion, emotional healing, peace of mind, and relief from suffering. Grants blessings related to fertility, safe childbirth, or family harmony. She's sometimes called as a patron of mothers. Oh man, everyone loves the mother, the patron of mothers. And helps guide souls toward better rebirths or the pure land. All right, a simple popular way to invoke her is reciting Namo Guanyin Pusa, or Namo Guanyin, meaning homage to the Bodhisattva who perceives the sounds of the world. Many also chant, maybe that's what this sound is, let's get closer to it. Many also chant the Great Compassion Mantra. People pray daily during tough times. Oh, whoa, bad filming here. People pray daily during tough times or special dates like the 19th or the 2nd, 6th, or 9th lunar months associated with her birth, enlightenment, and nirvana. Ooh. Na, na, na. You can see the Chinese writing here. Maybe I'll walk around her a bit, this last part. Associated with her birth, enlightenment, and nirvana. Her birth. So maybe she is depicted from a real person, which is kind of cool. You know, I'm just reading. I don't know. I'm born and raised in USA, man. There's some Buddhist following in East Asian culture, people, of course, everywhere. Ooh, see, insiders, interesting. Especially where I'm from California, but growing up, I didn't exactly get all this information that I've learned through my travels in life. Yeah, I went in here yesterday too, so maybe I'll add that later, but let's finish the story. It's wonderful that reminders over the past few days brought her back to mind for you. Oh yeah, I was asking AI yesterday I was thinking about this, and I forgot that this was one of my favorite deities, goddesses of the Chinese East Asian realm. There's another one that's the goddess of the sea in Taoism. Wow, her statue's huge. You can't even see. That I like too, which is unrelated to this. But yeah, look at that view out there, man. There's a waterfall over there. Huge. 71 meters. All right. Her energy is often described as gentle, like the birds singing out there. Peacefulness. I like that. Gentle, nurturing, and ever present for those who call on her. If you're resuming prayers or offerings like incense, flowers, or water, many find it deepens a sense of calm and connection. There's a legend of her as Princess Miao Shan. Ooh, some people's way there. And yeah, Guanyin is a good one. Do blessings to Guanyin here. Just gonna try to get myself praying. Maybe we could do this real quick. There we go. Lean it against the altar here. Should be all right. All right. Guanyin, the goddess of mercy and compassion. Hear the cries of the world. No more suffering. No more evil. People's hearts. The goddess mother. 71 meters tall. Goddess mother, compassion. In times of distress and worry of the world. Thousands of years throughout Asia. Beyond, you've helped people. All right. Nice Russian family back there. I think they're Russian. All right, that's the story of Guanyin. Did my prayers. Maybe I'll do a private prayer off camera too. You're supposed to put a little money in the bin. Yeah, I will. All right, gotta go. Amazing. Huge statue. Really cool. Good story about an interesting belief of Vietnam, East Asia. A few things of this coffee adventure with the koi fish here. Jeez. They have Cafe Fin at our homestay, but I love espresso. I'm sure the espresso, oh my God, really good. It's great here because they grow coffee. Coffee is fresh, freshly roasted from this region. Yeah, the espresso is amazing. All right, it's been a cool adventure. I think it's April 3rd now. When this comes out, April 3rd, 2026, when this comes out, who knows? Maybe I'll be 90 years old by the time I put this out. Just kidding. Come on, bye.